Hello and welcome to our podcast. I'm Dr. G.
And I'm Rev Kemi. Welcome to Words of Knowledge Chronicles, which is a new aspect of our podcast for Season 3, wherein we discuss details of how my gifts are used on missing person cases throughout the world. We are discussing the missing person case of Dr. Michael Mosley, who is known as a TV medical doctor in the UK. He went missing on Wednesday, June 5th, 2024, on the Greek island of Symi. I sent the following 2 emails regarding my prophetic vision and word of knowledge that I received from my gifts about what happened and what will occur. On Friday, June 7th, 2024 at 4:17 p.m., and that is Central Daylight Time Zone, I said, "He will be found. I see people standing around him. He will be found outside. I think he was hiking or walking around and became overtaken due to weather, then physically affected negatively. I think he may be found dead, but hopefully I'm wrong, and he is found with a shallow pulse and still alive. Praying for him and that he be found." Then the second email the next day on Saturday, June 8th at 2 p.m., and that is Central Daylight Time as well. Something happened to him, i.e., heat stroke, accident of sorts, while he was out hiking around. He unfortunately is dead. At that point, I'm seeing he's clearly dead. He will be found soon because I see and know it. They need to keep going and not stop. I kept seeing he's going to be found soon, so I kept actually almost like several times yesterday just keep searching, on a Google search to see if he was found. Mm-hmm. And eventually he was found on June 9th, 2024 at 10 a.m. And that is Greece time, which is known as Charlie time zone. And Greece is 8 hours ahead of the U.S., so of the Central Daylight Time Zone. Therefore, he was found on June 9, 2024 at 2 a.m. Central Daylight Time. That they had tracking dogs, helicopters, drones, divers, boats, and many searchers on foot. They searched for days. And he was roughly found 1 mile from where he was last seen on CCTV. And so let's listen now to the Sky News TV interview of the man who located Michael. Camera operator Antonio explains how he captured Michael's body on camera from 300 meters, and that is about 0.2 miles away, at 0.2 of a mile away during the search for Michael. And let's listen to that interview now.
We were sitting at this cafe bar, all the reporters, and we decided to go get on a boat and go have some shots through the sea where the search rescuers and the teams were going. During our trip, we saw some things inside the sea close to the rocks. We thought it was some umbrellas or something. We did some zoom and close-ups. It was nothing. And when we went at the Marina beach, I noticed outside of the fence at the end of the beach something black. I wasn't sure, so I took a close-up with the camera as far as it can zoom. It was about 300 meters away. I saw something I wasn't sure. I told the mayor, he was sitting next to me, and he said, "Okay, on our comeback, we will check again." That we did, and we were a little bit closer, about 200 meters. I also took the shot again, but through the camera viewfinder, it's 4 inch, it's too small. I wasn't sure, so we decided once we come to the cafe again, we will play back the footage. And we took a photo of the screen with an iPhone. We zoomed it in, and you can clearly see there is a man lying down with his hand on his belly, a watch, and on his other hand he has his bag. The description is exactly as the guy we're looking for. I'm really sorry for the family. I'm sorry that I'm the one who found it. Sorry.
This is clearly very emotional for you.
Yes.
Do you want to say anything to the family?
I wish we had better news. Nothing more.
Antonio, so you said you went out looking for search and rescue teams and to film some of their work. Did you see any this morning?
They are searching on the other side of the mountain. But this area has been searched I don't know how many times. You were here. Yesterday the helicopter passed from this point about 20 times. There were drones, there were everything. I think it's just bad luck or I don't know.
And describe to us where the body was in relation to the beach and how far?
About 40 to 50 meters from the beach, right next to the fence. It was a rocky place with sharp rocks. And my guess is that he got dizzy, he sat down to relax to something and he fainted. That's my guess, I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you. And how are you feeling right now?
Really bad, really sad. Really sad. As I said, I wish we had better news for the family.
And that is very emotional for sure. Dr. G, did you want to share some information?
Yeah, the poor reporter, to be the one to find that, and you could see the sadness in his face. He was choked up.
In tears, yeah.
Yeah. Sad news for the family.
I mean, it is overwhelming to actually be the person to find a deceased body, right? A deceased person.
Yeah.
And that's sad that he was just, a mile away.
Yeah,
But I think that people weren't looking right near that fence. He's right near people at a beach. They're around the fence, around the perimeter of a beach area where people are playing, people are at the beach. And there's a cafe, and that's really sad.
Yeah, he, 67-year-old doctor, medical doctor. In the States, we have Dr. Oz, who shares with us things about how we can stay healthy. And in the UK, it's Michael, Dr. Mosley, that does it. And so he's very well aware of medical conditions and things like that. And he was at the beach, St. Nicholas Beach. And he told everyone that he wasn't feeling well and he was going to go back and lay down. So he took off on the walk. And folks, it was clear skies and about 40 degrees Celsius. Now, for those in the States listening to that, that's about 100 degrees, folks. 100 degrees Fahrenheit. In the sun, no shade except an umbrella, carrying an umbrella. And he heads off over this rocky terrain. Now, there is, from that beach back to the city of Petty, there is a path, in some places nothing more than a goat path, but it's still, that's a pretty good walk. And for some reason, when he got back to town, the little village, he's walking past the marina. They pick him up on closed-circuit TV, CCTV, and he continues to walk, and that's the strange part of it. Being a medical doctor...
Yeah, he made it into town where he was supposed to go lie down, right? Return to where he was staying. And it's unfortunate that he made a decision to just venture out and go hike further or longer. That's too bad.
Yeah. I think he was probably experiencing heat exhaustion at the beach. And it was most likely aggravated by the walk. Why he continued is anyone's guess, because he's picked up on CCTV again, walking northeast. And where he was found is a very remote Agia Marina. There's a little island with a monastery out there, but it's on the extreme northeast corner of this island, this tiny island. And there's nothing again. It's just rock, and he has to go up and over this ridgeline, this small hill, as the reporter was saying. A very arduous trek for someone who's already experiencing heat exhaustion.
So what lessons can we learn from this? We do mention some of them, like... I think that the lesson learned is if you're on a search, you're a part of a search, you need to start from, I haven't been trained, right? Mm-hmm. I graduated from two police academies, community academies, but I wasn't taught on those details. But I guess it would make common sense to start where he's last, where he went missing, and actually span out from there. And I don't know how they didn't span out towards that 1 mile distance and find him, how that worked. But they also had tracking dogs, and I'm also learning tracking dogs are not really always reliable. The weather can get to them, which we read is possible. They had to pull the tracking dogs off after a couple of days. The heat was getting to them. They had to pull them off. But they still should have tracked him on the first day.
Yeah.
One would think. Let's see. We've seen that on other cases. Tracking dogs are not always reliable. They lose the scent.
They can. Yeah.
And so I think a main thing that we should learn from this is that, here he's an expert. He's an expert on health, a medical doctor and an MD, and he should have known not to venture out when he wasn't feeling well. But yet he ignored his body. We should never ignore our physical symptoms. Listen to our body. And number 2, when we go hiking, we should never go hiking alone. He should have been with someone. So I think that's all I can interject here of lessons learned. Is there anything you want to add on that, Dr. G?
Yeah, since we're, approaching the high temperatures of summer, drink lots of fluid. Never wander off by yourself like that. Heat exhaustion is not funny, and then heat stroke is the next thing. And your brain literally starts to cook. Your body will shut down. You could have a stroke or a heart attack, and you're done. It's like having a really, really bad fever. So please be careful out there and drink lots of fluid. Stay around people.
Never hike alone.
Yeah, never hike alone. Yeah.
Yeah, and he also didn't have his cell phone, which he had left behind. They found it at the place where he was staying. So you never, ever leave your phone behind.
Yep.
And so anyway, and that is unfortunate. We're going to continue to pray for Dr. Michael Mosley's family members.
Yep.
And his wife must be overwhelmed by the shock of what happened to him.
Yeah.
But here it is that the Lord revealed yet again another truth of words of knowledge with my Christian ministry gift. And so we thank you so much for joining us. And we'll talk to you on our next episode. God bless.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.